Welcome back. Susan Lucci is an Emmy Award-winning actress and is ranked by TV Guide as one of the 50 greatest TV stars of all time. She's also an advocate for women's health issues, an American Heart Association Go Red for Women National Ambassador, and a title you may not know about. She's a heart disease survivor. February is American Heart Month. Susan joins us today along with American Heart Association volunteer medical expert Dr. Jennifer Meeras to share her own heart journey, steps every woman should be taking to prevent heart disease and stroke, and an easy way to take action this month. Hello, Susan and Dr. Meeras. I'm so honored to have you both here with us today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jean.
A pleasure to be here.
Just a little over a year ago, I had two episodes, very mild chest pressure radiating around my rib cage to my back. But I had never had any health issue at all up until that point, so I discounted them.
You had no symptoms prior to that?
No, nothing. But the third episode, I couldn't dismiss. This was too heavy a pressure on my chest to disregard. I was out buying a birthday present for a friend, and suddenly I felt that there was an elephant pressing on my chest. And I recognized that term, that feeling, because I was lucky enough to have heard another woman many years ago, I don't even know why I remembered, talking about the fact that women's symptoms for heart attack can be different than a man's, and hers was an elephant pressing on her chest.
Wow.
However, I thought to myself, I can't be doing this. I have too much to do today. Today's a day off. I have so much I have to accomplish. I have to do this and do that. But I think many women can identify with that because most of us are wearing a lot of hats and we don't put ourselves on our to-do list. So I really thought, I just don't have time for this. The other thing is, by the time I got to the ER, my symptoms again had disappeared. So I was so afraid they would think I was being too dramatic, I was overreacting, they wouldn't take it seriously, and I would be feeling foolish. In any case, I got to the ER, and the doctor, who was so wonderful, tested me and discovered that I had a 90% blockage in my main artery and a 75% blockage in an adjacent artery. So he performed surgery that night. He put 2 stents in, and I was released in less than 24 hours. As I was leaving the hospital, the nurses told me that by listening to my symptoms and coming to the hospital, I had avoided the widowmaker. The widowmaker is a fatal heart attack.
Well, that's really an amazing story, and it's also very, very important information for people. Dr. Meeras, I'd like to ask you, what are some of the personal health numbers that women need to know when they go and just get a checkup?
So I think the American Heart Association would like women to know the American Association's Go Red for Women campaign. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women in the United States. Great news, 80% of heart disease can be prevented. And you should begin today by knowing your numbers. Just as Susan mentioned, put yourself on your to-do list. One thing you can do, start by knowing your numbers. 5 simple numbers. Know your total cholesterol, know your HDL, know your blood sugar, know your blood pressure, and know your body mass index. And great news this February, the Heart Association has teamed up with CVS Health, and you could go to a Minute Clinic across the country, and for select Thursdays in February, get heart screened and know those key numbers. You can find more information by going to cvshealth.com/GoRed. And as Susan said, getting screened could be the first step on the journey to heart healthy living.
Exactly. This is just such important information. In these minute clinics, there are over 1,100 around the country. CVS is everywhere, and so it makes it easier for you to go and start on your to-do list. Put yourself there and get screened. And while you're there, it's something else very important. You can donate $1, $3. It's also important because that money will be funding research and education for women's heart health.
So Susan, you made some changes. They don't sound like major changes, but you made some changes, and they're important changes in your life since you had your own episode.
My changes really, the doctor said do not change your lifestyle because I was already eating very healthy and working out and so on. But the stress thing, I've learned to deal with better. Some days are better than others, but most days are much better than they used to be. And I'm conscious of it. Being conscious of it is also something that's important, because then you can act on it. And being told to laugh, that's not a bad thing. Being told to exercise, I was going to do that anyway, but it really is a help, and it actually does release stress. So it's a good thing. It's a win-win all around.
Yeah, so please tell us again where our audience can get more information.
You can go to cvshealth.com/GoRed.
This has been a great honor and a pleasure to be speaking with you both. More of Finding the Good Life is coming up after one last break. On today's show, we only highlighted two different aspects of health issues faced by women. The first dealt with combating the effects of aging and the wide variety of treatments and applications that help maintain a youthful appearance. The second was heart disease, which is the leading cause of death in women in the U.S., accounting for 1 in every 5 deaths. There are so many misconceptions about women and heart disease, that it's a man's disease, that chest pain in women isn't indicative of heart disease, that cancer is a bigger cause of concern in women, that all doctors are aware of this risk. But beyond these two that we've talked about, there are so many more to consider, such as breast, cervical, and ovarian cancers, gynecological health, pregnancy issues, autoimmune diseases, osteoporosis, menopause, depression, and anxiety. There are also many exciting technologies and treatments at the forefront of women's health and wellness. Life is so precious. Let's make the most of every day. Look your best, but work hard to both stay healthy and know the signs and symptoms of problems. I'm Dr. Gene, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Finding the Good Life.